tiring out show.
And then Against the Law. Some people consider this sonically, musically, and just attitude-wise one of your greatest albums.
It's interesting to me. I mean, I think energy-wise and rawness, like that Van Halen 1 raw vibe, that is the record for us. But I don't really get it sonically and musically. I think it's good. I wouldn't put it as our best album. I would put Soldiers as our best album. Absolutely, by a landslide. Against the Law is good. I don't think it's a bad album, but it's not, in my opinion, it kind of wandered down a different path and strayed from the real Stryper melodic metal kind of vibe, which is really what we're about, more like Murder by Pride. That's coming back to our roots. Against the Law was a little different from what we really were. You know, it was a great album. Had some great performances on it, but not my favorite Stryper album.
With Reborn, you guys were just starting to get, your feet wet again with Stryper. And so some of the fans like the album, but they think that Murder by Pride is definitely back, a return to this Stryper sound.
Yeah, Reborn was more of our attempt at being modern. And, every band goes through that. But, I mean, you want to try to stay relevant and make a record that people of today are going to get, and not just cater to the fans of old, which you need to as well. But you want to bring in new fans. Reborn was our attempt at that. Unfortunately, we strayed from things that were so important, like guitar solo harmonies, high-pitched vocals, background vocals, things that people like to hear from Stryper. We didn't do. We kind of put them on a shelf. So we got a lot of complaints. I think there were some really cool songs on that record, though. And I think the production lacked a little bit. I think Murder by Pride is definitely, we've gone back to our roots. Harmony guitar solos, high vocals.
The solos are just, dude.
People are liking it. And the
burning.
songwriting is real straight ahead, more old school Stryper, kind of almost like Soldiers meets To Hell with the Devil,
So, Mike, let's talk about some of the songs that are on Murder by Pride. What influenced the song Alive?
Alive was really coming from a place in my life. That was when Kyle was sick, and it was more about the feeling of, as I was speaking on and touching on earlier, of crying out to God, why? And sometimes you feel like God's not there, God doesn't care, He doesn't love you. But then you come to your senses and you realize that's not true. He does. I was only dreaming that our love died. I'm alive. I realize, you love me. And that's really how that song was birthed and where it came from and how it came to be. The whole record itself, musically speaking, the way I write records nowadays, it's really strange. I'm not recommending this to anyone out there who's starting a band or trying to get into writing and whatnot, but I don't write anything for a long time, a year and a half. And then the record company will call me and say, you guys need to start on a record in 2 months. And I'll say, oh, crap. and I'll go home and go in my studio and I'll just start pumping out songs. And I'll write a record in a month, musically, not lyrically. I'll just pump it out. And that's what happened with Murder by Pride, with Reborn. Those records were just slammed out. And then I won't write for a year. It's just weird. I go through.
There must be a method to that madness for you.
I don't know.
Do you see a method to it?
Well, in the old days, I used to write continuously.
Yeah.
I was always writing, always, nonstop. Now I like to take time and get away and take a breather and clear my mind. And I think it does. I think that's the method to the madness, is it clears my mind. And I'm able to produce better songs and write better songs because I'm coming at it from I'm refreshed. Exactly.
Mercy Over Blame.
Mercy Over Blame, well, that's, again, a song that's based on lyrically how God, no matter our shortcomings, no matter who we are, what we've done, how bad we think we are, we can't be forgiven because we've done this. Mercy over blame, There's no blame. If we repent and we believe, it's all wiped. It's clear. It's clear and free, wiped clean. So that's lyrically where that song came to be. Musically, it's more of an old school classic rock vibe almost. We're not doing that one in the set either. But That's one of my favorite songs on the record.
What is the most satisfying thing about serving Christ?
Well, the most satisfying thing to me is two things: is seeing the effects on other people's lives. You know, hearing stories about people who were suicidal, addicted to drugs, this, that, whatever, in prison, out of prison, and they come up to you and they say, "You influenced me. Your boldness, your stance for Christ changed my life." So that's satisfying, incredibly. The other thing is to know in the end everything's going to be okay, because you know where you're going. No matter how crazy this world gets here on earth, it's all going to be okay, because we're going to a better place. And to know that and be assured of that is it doesn't get any more satisfying than that, you know?
Michael Sweet, it's been great talking to you. Blairing Out with Eric Blair show with Michael Sweet of STRYPER, signing off. Bye-bye.
The Blairing Out Show.